Hello everybody, this is The Lost Cause bringing you what you should do in day 1 of Valheim. This is my first Valheim video, so hopefully you like it and I can continue on making some videos about it. The first thing you do is create a character. It's pretty simple, a few options for hair, beard, skin tone, and blondness. Next is the world map. You can pick the map that you want to be in by choosing a name and then picking the seed that you want. It starts with a random seed, but if there's a specific seed that you would like to do, you can look it up on a website right here. I will also put the link in the description and you can donate if you would like. When you first start the game, there will be a thing that you can read that will tell you about the world of Valheim, and then you'll be flown in by this bird and he'll help you along the way. I think his name is Hogan, and you'll continue on following his instructions and things like that to help you out. The first thing you want to do when you get into the world is to talk to him just to get some normal instruction in the game. Every time I've started a game, it's always been dark and raining, so this is normal. You can pick up rocks and it'll show you the new items you can make. Make sure you talk to Hoagland again, and then look at the Eikthyr stone here, and it will show you where Eikthr's location is, so you can start planning your attack on the first boss in the game. Continue to look around and you'll see sticks on the ground and things like that, which will give you new crafting recipes. Once you pick something up, it literally tells you that you'll learn these as you pick them up. Make sure you go around the outside of the circle here, because you will be able to get some mushrooms and some raspberries. That has happened every time I've played the game. It's not something that's for specific map types. I believe this is in every map type in the game. Food is an important part of the game, and it's because it gives you health and stamina, and health and stamina are the two most important things in this game. Always ensure that you have consumed food, as it will lift your health and stamina, and you can only eat 3 types of food at a time, so ensure that you're eating the right thing. At the start of the game, you can also hit these little shrubs with your fists instead of picking up the branches off the ground in order to get wood, but as you see, that's a little time consuming instead of just picking up the branches. So there's just more than one way to get things. I would suggest finding a house that has already been built and you can repair it up for your day 1. Make your first set of tools, such as a stone axe and a hammer, as well as a club, because the club is pretty good at killing enemies at first. You'll need your stone axe to cut down trees, because you cannot punch the trees down. You can only use an axe to take them down, and it will take down the shrubs and everything a lot quicker than hitting them. You will need to collect a lot of wood in this game, as well as a lot of stone and resources. There's just a whole lot of collecting and exploring in this game. Before you can repair anything, you need to make sure that you make a crafting bench, because anytime you want to use your hammer, you pretty much need a crafting bench. Here you see a grayling. They're everywhere. You constantly get attacked, and there are constantly enemies everywhere, so you will constantly be facing them whenever you're going through the game. Whenever you encounter something new, Hoagland will come ad nauseum and it'll annoy the hell out of you and things like that. Here you'll see me taking out the wood up top to bring down the beehive, so I can build another beehive. I'll get a queen bee and some honey from this. Honey is an important resource throughout the entire game, but it is very important in the beginning of the game because it gives you a lot of stamina. Plus, it is a replenishable resource because you can make a beehive out of the queen bee. If you noticed, I stayed away from the beehive because if you go near it, the bees will sting you and it will give you a poison effect, which will damage your life. And at this early in the game, it could easily kill you. So that's why I stayed away and just dismantled it from afar. Here I'm repairing the old house that has been damaged, so I can use it as a shelter later on, and I can start building up the new pieces and things such as that to start building the shelter out so we're ready for the first night. It does not cost any resources to repair the wood, so that's why I find the house in order to just repair it, because it saves on a lot of resources when you are repairing a house instead of building it up, because the cost of all the wood that has already been placed would be quite a bit, especially early in the game, since it takes so long to cut things down. Quick skip through the boring building parts. As you can see, the red 2 for wood is blinking, which means I'm out of wood. So I can go through now and start cutting some more wood and farming some more materials. Then I'll go back through and start building up the house the way I want it. I tore off that big part of the roof that was a lot taller just to get some more wood, because I don't need a tall house right now, as I will put the fireplace outside. I will not place the fire inside so I can avoid smoke inhalation, which is very deadly in the game. I'll place the fireplace back here on the back side of the house. As you see, I need more stone to get it, so of course I will do some more farming to get more stone and resources. But for now, I will move the crafting bench and things back inside. I cannot remove the ladder. As you saw, I took away the crafting bench so I can no longer disassemble or reassemble anything until I get the crafting bench back up. The crafting bench is used for many things in the game. It's kind of annoying how much you need it, but it is only 10 wood, which will be very cheap, especially later on in the game. You'll see how cheap it is. It has to be undercover for you to repair your tools and things like that, though, so that's why I did move it inside, because I needed to repair my axe and my hammer, because if I break my hammer and I cannot use it, then I have to make another hammer, and there's no point in having two hammers in the game. I built a door for security, and now I'll build my beehive in order to start making honey. The beehive makes 1 honey per day, and so you get a max of 4 pieces of honey per beehive. So every 4 days you definitely need to go and check it to get your 4 honey, as it will no longer make honey after day 4 if you do not pull all the honey out. Now I'll continue to farm like you have to do in this game. I'll make my bed so I have a resting place. Make sure when you do make your bed that you click on it in order to make a save point, because if you do die, you'll spawn right back to that bed instead of the summoning circle at the beginning of the game. That would be quite annoying to have a home, but you can't respawn there and you respawn at the summoning circle when you die. One of the most important things to start farming on day 1 are the boars, because they give you boar meat, they give you leather scraps, and those things are used to make crude bows, which you will need to hunt deer, or at least it will make deer hunting a lot easier. I find the best 2 methods for hunting deer are the bow and then the flint knife, because you can just sneak up on them and use your attack 3 to kill them pretty quick. But the bow is by far the best thing to use in the game that I found so far. Please let me know if you want to skip parts of the video that are very boring, since there's a lot of collecting and farming in the game, or if you want me to speed through it and time lapse through the video so you actually see everything. Now that we've collected the resources to make the fire, we'll make the fire, and of course what I'll do is I'll build a wall in between myself and the fire so the smoke does not go inside the building. But of course I need to put things around the fire so it's protected from the rain and the elements, so it doesn't go out in the rain. It is important to have a fire near where you are, because you cannot sleep without it and you cannot rest without it. Thus far we have not had a rested bonus, as I have not been near a fire in the game. But you'll see, once you start resting near the fire, you'll get a rested bonus, which helps you with stamina regeneration and things such as that throughout the first few minutes of waking or resting near a fire. We'll also need to start making the things to cook boar meat, as we got boar meat from killing the boar, which will give us health bonuses. As you see with foods, they'll have different colors on them based on whether they give you a lot of stamina or a lot of health, or perhaps an equal amount of stamina and health. So make sure you pay attention to those color markers on there. I will also make a video on that later on. You can also put more than one of these spits at the fire, so you can cook more than 1 or 2 pieces of meat at a time. It does take a little bit of time for the meat to cook, but don't let it sit there too long, or else you'll burn the meat and it will turn to charcoal. So you will not get the food, but you will get another useful source, which is charcoal. But that will be later on after killing Eikthyr and you're getting your furnace and things such as that. Now you can hear that distinct noise and the glow of the fire when the food is done cooking. That lets you know that it's at the optimal cooking time, so you can just pull it off and then you can take it and you can consume it right away, or you can eat it later. Food does not really spoil in the game. Now you can repair all your tools and things such as that in order to get ready for the next day. And then since we have the fire and it's now getting dark outside, you have pretty much done everything for day one. The only time you can sleep during Valheim is at night though. That is day one of Valheim. Like and subscribe if you like these videos, and please leave comments to let me know what I can do.